Hi, this is Diane Greco-Allen here, and I'm back in my kitchen, and I am doing food prep. Now, this is Halloween time right now, but this is around the holiday time, and to tell you the truth, it still shocks me that you walk into a store, they've got Halloween and Christmas right next to each other, causing a lot of anxiety for a lot of people, because actually, you're just trying to do your daily routine. So I want you to think about some things. I want to create awareness around the cooking process and some of the things that we prep every day that may be redundant and sometimes causes a lot of stress on our organs. So I am doing today, I did a food prep where I made a chicken salad. Now the chicken salad that I made, I had cooked the chicken, a whole chicken, and then took it apart and I froze some of the pieces for later. And then I made this salad for the family. What I want to mention is I am creating a little bit of a dressing, but this is where redundancy comes into play. And you have to be super careful. Now I used fruit in I have two different types of grapes that I used in my Waldorf salad. In this salad, I did not put any nuts, because there's another product that I'm offering, or another food source that I'm offering, that has nuts in it. So we don't want to be redundant with nuts. Now, these grapes have seeds in them. And to tell you the truth, the seeds are the most important part of the grape. So depending on where your grape, these are organic, where they're grown, just remember that if you bite into a grape and you say, somebody left the seeds in, it might be for a good purpose. So think about, eating whole foods. I added celery, onion, carrots, and did some little bit of salt and pepper. I just used some regular peppercorn, actually rainbow peppercorn, and sea salt. And then I did a little bit of poultry seasoning. Now, the thing that you have to remember, and then I added a little bit of fresh sage. So when you're thinking about these things, these are peppers, these are peppercorns. When you add a lot of pepper to your plate, sometimes that can cause some issues in the stomach. So you have to be wise about what food you're eating with pepper. You don't have to put a lot, you just put enough to season. The other thing that I want to talk about is I made a batch of its batter for my pumpkin pancakes. And I used 2 boxes this time, one of pancake mix and one of the muffin mix. When you think about this, you got to think about what the products are. I put pumpkin in here, so we don't need pumpkin seed, but you can sprinkle some on top. And also, I'm doing an apple pear applesauce type thing for over top of those. So I didn't put apples in here. That's what I'm talking about, redundancy. And sometimes we're overdosing on specific foods. So for the little topping that I'm going to create, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, only a tablespoon of this Primal Kitchen, because here we are. If you're eating eggs, there are eggs in this. So you have to know what is in your product, because if you are eating eggs, that's why so many people are having so many issues. Kidney damage can be caused from eating too many proteins. And some of that is related not just to meat, but multiple types of proteins at one time in large doses. But sometimes we're redundant in one meal eating too many types of products. So I'm going to mix that together. And mustards. So there's all kinds of mustards. There's ground mustards that you can use. Now this one is Pepper House. So I'm not going to use this because I already put pepper in here. So if you didn't put pepper, you could use that. And a lot of people are they like all the spices, and I think that's great, but you can overspice. And sometimes, the body responds to overspicing. So we'll put a little dab of that. Mix this up, and that's going to go on my chicken salad here. I also used a little bit of flax in my my recipe for these are actually pancake batter. So that's pancake batter. And then I have a mix of walnuts and pecans that I'm going to have at the side for people to use as they need. You can also add that either to the batter, and you don't have to put it on top, or you can add it as a sprinkle over top. Just reminding you that everything that you ingest can become a bit of a toxic level in your body, and that causes intolerances. And those intolerances trigger these things to happen in your body, and then you might have some diarrhea, or you might go to the bathroom, either way, or you're sweating. The other thing to remember is this is made with almond and coconut flours or sugars, and so this is just a recipe that's a downgrade from the normal pancake recipe. These are nut recipes. So when you go to think about a creamer, there's more nuts, okay? So maybe you don't need this creamer. So maybe you're gonna have like a plain tea with some little cinnamon on top. Now there's cinnamon in here. So how much cinnamon are you gonna have? I just want you to think or make awareness around the fact that you can overindulge in nuts too, as well as some of the grains. Now, processed foods are just out of the picture. I don't try to use processed, even though these are box mixes. This is a step down. But just remember that one step at a time. And the other thing is, I made a little product. It's a frozen banana with some drizzled chocolate, and then I put a walnut on top. And on the bottom of that is a coconut patty. Now, you can find these little cookies that are coconut patties. Be careful, that would not be good for this meal. You know, you wouldn't want to put that with this meal. You can add some things, but just redundancy with one type of food every single day, like oatmeal, can cause a slew of problems. And they also know that diabetes doesn't occur overnight, and kidney damage can occur at different phases throughout your life when you put a lot of stress on your kidneys. And that can be related to stress, that can be related to other things going on in your life. So it's not just food, but food redundancy is an issue that I don't think is brought up enough. I want to say food toxicity, but I don't want you to be afraid to eat. So thank you so much for visiting, and I hope that you'll share this information. Some of the greatest blends of fats are olive oil, avocado, regular avocados, flax seeds, and many of the nuts have great fats in them too. But you also want to look at some of the fatty fishes that you have, and there can be some good things about animal fat, but I would try to minimize. That would be a small part of the good fat program here. And I also have pictures on my Instagram about good fats, and also on my Facebook page. Diane Greco-Allen, food relationship and pain coach, mostly about digestive wellness. Thank you and have a great day.